Time for our game of the week. Without any further ado, yeah, that's right. We got the Parkland Matadors taking on the Burges Mustangs in a rematch of last year's by-district championship game. Parkland winning that game big 45-6, and the Matadors are loaded this year. Running back Dion Hankins is back. They also added wide receiver Hatib Lyles to the mix, both Division I prospects. And how about Robert Hall? 70 yards to the house for Burges. Coach, that's how you want to start off the season.
You know, really, and Burges is now, they got to a point now where they're not rebuilding anymore, they're reloading. They've got good athletes. The coaching staff has done a good job there, and Burges is a team to watch this year.
All right, back the other way for Parkland. They're looking to pass, looking over the middle. He's got his man, Dante Hayes. He looked really good in 7-on-7 this summer for them.
Well, look, Parkland has a new quarterback, a first-time starter. Gabe Herrera comes from great bloodlines. How's he going to play out? How's he going to move the ball for the team?
Then you got Robert Hall. If some is good, more is always better. Runs it in for a 20-yard touchdown. That made it 13-7 after the missed extra point in the first quarter.
And then let's go on the ensuing kickoff after the great Burgess cheerleaders. We talked about him. Now you get to see him. Hatib Lyles on the kickoff. Going to field it. Going to weave his way. He's stuck. When he gets outside, breaks it down the sideline, and this is just a great individual effort. That's why he's got an offer from some Pac-12 programs right there.
You know, he's one of those players that makes you a good coach. You know, we all said, you know, you have those players, and great call, coach, but that's athletic ability, and he's an athlete to watch this year.
This one was back and forth. However, pretty interesting. It was 27-27 at the half. However, this game was suspended. Ends up being a tie. Pretty interesting. We've also heard some rumblings about whether or not they will make this game up tomorrow. Let's head on out to Burgess High School. It's our coach's spotlight. That is where we find head coach Eric Brauns of Parkland. Coach Brauns, I guess the first question that I got to go with right out of the gate is what exactly happened at the end of that game where it ends up being a tie? I don't think we've seen something like that in a long time. What happened out there?
Yeah, well, the lights went out, you know, in the fourth quarter. Burgess had just scored to go on top. By the way, congratulations to Burgess. You know, they played a really good game. They gave us all we wanted, and so we couldn't play in the dark. And you know, as coaches, we decided that we weren't going to get these kids up out of bed at 10 o'clock in the morning and put them at risk. So they just went ahead and made it a tie, I guess.
Coach Colin Deaver here. So you guys will not be, just to clarify, you guys won't be making up that game. This one will indeed end in a tie out there?
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure. Everything kind of happened pretty quick. I know there's some discussion about playing at 2 o'clock or 10 in the morning. I mean, these kids, you know, play their hearts out here, and it's really difficult to get them up after a game and get them ready to play again the next day. You know, that's why we only play one game a week, because it's really taxing on the body, and I'd hate to put my kids in a position where they could get hurt.
Coach Franz, Ed Stansberry, I kind of touched on it earlier. Gabe Herrera, first-time starter for you. We know what Dion Hankins is capable of. We know what Hatib Lyles is capable of. But how critical is it for him to take leadership with this team this year?
Well, you know, he's done a good job so far. I mean, we expected to have him to have some growing pains. You know, it's natural. You know, it happens with all quarterbacks, and you know, we're just asking him to do the best he can, and you know, try to win some football games.
Coach, we talked about the new district realignment and how Burgess is now placed in a new 1-5A. What are your thoughts on being in this district, how you contend, and how does it affect your coaching style?
Sorry, you broke up. Could you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
As far as the district alignment with Burgess now being really, you know, one of the big dogs in the district, what are you telling the team as you start the season?
Well, you know, I mean, nobody cares about what we did before. You know, it's about what we're doing now. You know, we don't read too much into a lot of this stuff. You know, we're just trying to get better as a football team. You know, we need to realize it's not last year, it's not the year before. I mean, it's this year, and we need to do better this year. You know, Burgess came out and played a great game. You know, it was back and forth. You know, they did a really good job, and I thought we did a good job in in some places, but you know, I mean, when it comes down to it, it's a non-district game. We got a lot of football to play, and you know, we're excited about moving on.
Coach Franz, Andy Morgan back with you. I guess we picked the game of the week right if it ended in a tie. We knew it would be such a good game. I know you guys have some big expectations this year moving forward. Thank you for joining us on the program. Do appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
You got it. That's Eric Franz, head coach over at Parkland High School. Let's send it over to Tatiana.
I'm Tatiana Favela. Coming up on 9 Overtime, I've been roaming the sidelines at our game of the week and going through social media to find your highlights across the borderland. Now, don't forget to tag us using the hashtag 9OT. My social sidelines report is coming up.